Hello there everybody, this is Mafinji here and welcome to some more mapping. So today we're going to finally complete work on the skeleton halls, and then we can also, I think, begin to place the loot for the next area, or at least I can place the loot for the next area because you're not in this game with me, so you can't place the loot with me, can you? Silly person. Anyway, in here, this is the crystalline swamp as I have shown. We need to place some loot. Some chests full of delicious collectible goodies that the players can, well, utilise really to their own needs. And we also need to, I believe, place the spawners. I think I deleted all the spawners. No, I didn't. There are apparently creeper fun boxes down here. Which I okay, well apparently this is the one creeper spawner that survived my onslaught. No, this one did as well. And this one. Oops, didn't need to do that. Yes. I might have to edit, I might not use these fun boxes. I might have witch spawners, a witch spawner in the center below the altar with an increased spawn radius so that when you're about here-ish, like on the edge of the... Oh, okay. Apparently the spawners in this area survived in general, except for that one creeper spawner. Okay, I will leave the spawners for this area then. I won't attempt to... I'll show you these guys in a second. These are a custom mob. I won't attempt to redo the spawners for this area. I quite like them as they are. I do wish this was fixed, though, or at least look nicer. I will do something with these little boxes down here, though. I could just leave them. And then, of course, there is the matter of... Where is it? I can never find this thing. It's very difficult to find. I will find it though. I will find it on camera and then I'll be very, very pleased with myself if I do. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, come on. Where are you? There? Where are you? I will find this, don't you worry guys. This is... Yeah, this is mapping with Mafinji. We just sort of float around in the water looking for things that don't exist. It's definitely here. It's definitely here. There's a glowstone. There it is. It's very, very difficult to see. Very difficult to see. But down here, there is a little thing. I'm not really sure what this is. Sunken ship is what I was going for, but it doesn't really look like that at all. It's a steelhead. And there'll definitely be chests in here, and perhaps a cave spider spawner. Just because I'm that person. But that's essentially one of the secret loot areas. There's another secret loot area I will show you up behind, right behind where you enter the area. Right in here, there's a secret loot area marked by some mood lighting, so if you're observant enough you'll see the light coming from that slit, and you can climb up this vine, break this block, and collect the nice loot, which incidentally will be quite nice. The loot in that chest will be quite nice. Okay, so let's get back to the task at hand, which was prettying up the cave in the skeleton hall. So the first thing I'm going to do, /brush, this is how you do world edit brushes. So you do /brush is the command, and the subcommands are the subcommands they give you. So we're going to be using brush sphere. The only two, the brushes for placing blocks are sphere and cylinder. I'm not sure about the gravity brush. I've never used it. I may try that. So brush and sphere, and then the then the block type of this particular sphere. I'm just going to say 1. 1 is the block ID of stone, but I'm going to change that in a second with a different command. And then the radius of the sphere is going to be 2. So if you do the /mat command, you can change what material your currently selected brush is made of. You have to be hovering over the item that you're binding the brush to. So /mat, and the material for this is going to be soul sand. So soul sand is block ID 88. So mat 88, and you can do percentages. So if I did, oh, I've done it again. I need to select slimeball /mat 88. If I were to do mat 50%, sorry, I'm just going to show this brush before I do that. There we go. It's a brush of radius 2 of soul sand / undo will undo what I just did. If I were to do /mat 50% 88, comma 50% 1, it would spawn a sphere that is 50% soul sand and 50% stone. There we go. That was quite successful. Now let's do an undo. So that's how the mat command works. There's a third command that I'll be showing, and that's /mask. But first let me just set my mat to /mask. /mask is it's effectively the same as the mat command, except it's choosing the block that you will be replacing. It's like the find and replace command in MCEdit. So if I were to do /mask sandstone, it would replace sandstone, which is basically what I want. There we go. And now I can build this tunnel up and make it look quite creepy with the soul sand, or effective, quite, what's the word for it? Not creepy, but atmospheric is the word I'm going for. And I've already got the obsidian in there. I don't have as much obsidian in the tunnels as I did up in the top room, not the top room, the skeleton halls themselves. But that's just a product of the fact that there are different types of sandstone, and I replaced all of the chiseled, I believe, with obsidian earlier, just so I could get a feel of what the area would look like. I should probably have waited and used one brush for the whole affair, but I didn't have the foresight to do that. Now, in these soul sand tunnels, I have to figure out what lighting to use, and also what detail blocks to use, as well as what spawners I may or may not place in there. So there we go, the tunnels are finished. I think for lighting, okay, I'm going to try something. I don't know how this will look. Netherrack is 87, and Jack-o'-lantern is 91. So let's get another object for a brush. Let's do bone. So /brush sphere 1 1. Remember, I'm just using block ID 1 stone as a placeholder for when I use the mat command. /mat 50% 87 50% 91 /mask sandstone. Okay, this. Okay, firstly, I'm going to undo that because I don't like how it looks. We need more netherrack and less jack-o'-lanterns. Okay, so if I turn off gamma bright, I think that looks very atmospheric. Just having a little bit of jack-o'-lantern lighting every now and then, I quite like that, although that looks horrible. So undo that, let's do it there. That looks fairly horrible, but I'm going to leave it for now. I think that looks quite nice, and also the lighting gives the player a reprieve from any mobs that may or may not be here. I'll leave this because there'll be mobs. I'll place these little lighting patches in an interval, such that I can place mob spawners in between them. So this area, this dark area here, will be filled with the mobs from these rooms up here. This dark area in here, this small dark area, I might actually leave without a spawner. Oh no. I'm gonna redo this slightly. So let me restart that. This area here, this bit of dark here, will be filled with mobs from that room there. Then there'll be a lighting patch. Then there'll be a spawner here-ish on this cliff, which is another difficult bit of terrain. Might make it even more cliffy. There we go. It's a difficult bit of terrain. Put an obsidian in there to break up the pattern slightly. It's a difficult bit of terrain, and the player will have to fight with mobs coming up at them. Then we'll have another lighting patch in this little intersection area. If I follow this path, we'll have another spawner here, and then this time I'll leave the cliff mobless, because we've already given the player one mob cliff, and then this area here will be filled with junk from this room. Now, let's go back down and down the final path. So we'll do the same thing again. This intersection can have a bit of mood lighting. Then up here, area of mobs. Well, this actually, I'll leave this whole area full of mobs, because this is the final room of the skeleton halls. So we want the difficulty to be slightly higher. Then this is the path to the intersection, which we'll leave. We'll put one more spawner here. No, because this is the intersection. We should keep the players safe. Let's be nice and give them a fair amount of lighting, not just random pumpkin or random netherrack. Yes, there we go, pumpkins. And if I turn off gamma bright, I think that looks quite nice. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now, for decoration, I am going to make some little decoration-y things with cobblestone wall, some skeleton heads, and some chiseled stone brick. May as well do, I'll just do stone brick. So we can have perhaps little totems that look with... Oh, I can't place a skeleton head on that. I can't place skeleton heads on... What? I can't place skeleton heads on cobblestone wall? I swear you could do that. I swear you could do that. I've done that before. Okay, well, apparently... that looks horrible. I could do it this way. There we go. Skeleton head has now been placed in a fairly overcomplicated fashion, so let me do this. So I can get MC Edit and copy and paste that into different parts of the map. Maybe put another bits of decoration around here. In fact, no, I'm not going to use MC Edit to copy and paste these. I am going to make them look fairly random by doing all of the decoration individually. Although calling it decoration is a bit much. It's just little bits of extra terrain. Perhaps you could call the skeleton halls a ruin, and these are bits of the ruin that have not quite fallen away, but have been removed from their normal area in the skeleton halls themselves. I could even hide spawners under them. That might be an idea. That's another feature. I'll just put some skeleton skulls because they are spheric. Oh, no, that's not nice. Because this is full of dead things, this hall. I forgot completely what I was saying. I struggle to maintain a train of thought during recording. Which frankly is very, very annoying, because recording technical videos does require you to maintain a fairly coherent train of thought, which as I have just revealed to you, I cannot do on video, which is not good, really. But anyway, let's have some more of our lovely decoration-y stuff, and we'll have another totem pole-esque thing here. Put that there, I guess. That looks really weird. Okay, fine. It's staying like that. I'm not changing anything. Let's have a fence barrier here, I think. Just as a bit more terrain for the player to have to try and traverse. Let's have a totem pole. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Another funny totem thing here. We'll have that. Have that. Skeleton skulls all the while. No, I don't want to place it on the side. It looks weird. Skeleton skulls all the while. And there we go. Almost looks like a graveyard. I do have another area that I will show you that looks very similar to this tunnel. And that is an area, by the way, which will be copied over into this map from my previous map, as we discussed in previous videos. It was one of the nice ones, and I'm going to keep it because it's nice, and I like nice things, especially shiny nice things. They're very shiny and very nice. Let's have another one of these, and another cobblestone barrier, which the player could repair to keep mobs out of the intersection. Skelly skull, skelly skull, skelly skull, skelly skull, skelly skull, many skelly skulls, skelly skulls. I may as well I could put a wither skelly skull in here as well. Is that the whole area of Tunnel Dump? I do not believe so. There's still this path to fit out in whichever style well, see fit is not the right word, whichever style I randomly come up with at the time. Let's have a block there with that, and this commentary is so boring. I'm so sorry everybody. I will be stopping in a second to yawn and go and get my breakfast. Okay, a bit more decoration. Oh, this is a long path. I probably should have thought this through. Dun, 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 dun. Let's have another funny totem pole. Skelly skull, funny brick thing with a... oops, I didn't mean to do that. With a skelly skull. Okay, I'm going to cut the video here and come back when I have got the spawners in this area and we're ready to playtest. It's been a very, very long time since I put the spawners in there. A lot of stuff has happened in the map. I just decided to stop recording and get on with building the map myself because, to be honest, oops, lag spike there. To be honest, recording is very slow for mapping. Whoa, another lag spike. I wonder what's going on. What did I add to this map that would cause lag spikes? Probably the stuff in there. But yes, so I added a little bit more stuff to this tunnel. I playtested the map. There's the redstone stuff all working. I also tested all of the redstone there. This is new, the barriers to prevent the mobs from overwhelming you. I tested the redstone and pretty much the whole map in 1.8.7, which I think will be the desired version for playing the map, and everything works fine, which is fantastic. I added this as well, a player base, for when they get out of the skeleton halls, that's what it's called. There's a bed, some chests, an ender chest, a box of homeliness, and a pressure plate that gives them regen speed 3, which is actually very nice, but it's not long enough to actually go into any area. I can't remember whether I talked about the redstone on video. If I haven't, and you'd like me to explain how all of the redstone stuff works, like the different scoreboards, like this, well, trigger, ST set 2, like this sort of stuff. I don't remember whether I did that on video, but I will explain all of the redstone and how all of the map redstone works if someone wants me to. It's quite complicated and I'm really not that good at explaining redstone, so perhaps I will not explain the redstone unless someone specifically asks me to explain how I did this scoreboard. And when you tap an altar now, when you activate an altar, it plays a big sound, and these objectives on the scoreboard disappear, and it tells you your total number of objectives, and all of that sort of jazz. But anyway, so I have playtested the skeleton halls twice, and I changed a few things around. I mean, there's not much to show really. I just made some of the loot a bit better. I added more armor, which really is the purpose of playtesting, is to test that everything works properly, especially the loot and the spawners, really. Well, actually, that is everything that works in the map, so just the loot and the spawners. But yeah, so I tested it. I gave up more armor. I added more of these barriers, because if you lingered in one particular area, then the skeletons would build up, and the barriers just mean you can go smack, 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 smack underneath the barrier to kill all of the mobs in the area, and then you're just stuck with mobs from the spawner, from that cycle of the spawner, which is sort of how I want it. I also added the Trollolol diamond. I'm not sure if I showed this on camera. I remember recording a segment where I showed this, but I can't remember whether I deleted it or not. But yes, yeah, so it all works nicely. Things are nice now. And I also remembered that you can actually do no clip it in vanilla Minecraft. So slash game mode 3, and now I can do this. And the first thing you'll notice up ahead is a new area. And yeah, I'm really happy with this area. I am very, very happy with this area. This is called the Blood Keep, and it is an area from my previous map that I never released, the map that never was. And to be honest, I think this was my second best, my second, third, or third perhaps favourite area from that map. It was an intersection 1 area. I really like how this area looks as well. It looks really creepy, slightly almost like Aboriginal Indian art from Australia, native Australian art, which is quite nice actually, but it's really creepy. I think it looks really atmospheric. If I turn Gamma Bright off, it looks even more atmospheric with the darkness. And one other thing that I will talk about before we go into this area is loot balance. Now, that's the thing I find hardest in maps, when making maps. This is the only map that I have released. Well, I will release this map so far. So, yeah, loot balance in this map is more important than any. I hate it. I hate playtesting and making sure that I don't give out certain items and I give out enough loot, and I hate it so much. I hate it so much because I want the player not to have to really farm anything in this map. So I have put lots of loot throughout the map. You have to work for some of the loot, but I've given out enough food, but it's mostly low saturation food. So the player does, if the player wants good food, they have to farm chickens or something. But yeah, loot balance is difficult. So what I decided to do is I decided to give the player... oh, this segment is already too long. Wow. Okay, I'm going to have to stop in about 10 seconds. Is I decided in intersection 1, I would just bite the bullet and give the player a brewing stand. And I would give them brewing ingredients in fair amounts, but I would bottleneck nether wart so they can't make too many potions, and they have to pick, basically, choose which potions they should make with their limited supply of nether wart. Which I think is a nice mechanic. It's not a mechanic that I've seen in any other maps before, really. Giving the brewing stand early and having the players have to choose which potions they brew. But yes, this area has custom mobs in it. I think it looks really nice. There are also some not so custom wither skeletons down here, which I think I'm going to have to remove because I accidentally created wither skeletons that were holding no swords. This one has a bow. That's an interesting mechanic about wither skeletons. If you give a normal wither skeleton a normal bow, they automatically shoot fire arrows, which is, to be honest, it's quite annoying because I can't find a way yet to just make them shoot normal arrows. There's loot down here. I've started giving out more potions in the loot, but this is the bottom of the tower. This is quite nice loot. So in the next episode, I am going to show the inside of the Blood Keep. Well, this is the inside of the Blood Keep. What am I talking about? But I'm going to show the players the inside, the nice decorations of the Blood Keep. And I'm going to explain how I built the Blood Keep quite quickly. This area actually only took about 2 hours to build, which is frankly a record, I think, actually, because I came with a plan. But yes, and we'll also see intersection 2, what intersection 2 looks like. And then we'll get to doing some mob balance and showing you the custom mobs from the Blood Keep. So, thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you again soon.